we're gonna, where's the, yeah, so I'm tracking this one here. Same October 29th high right there. So instead of, as I said, just making a triangle, which we trying to do it here. I'm just trying to see if we were actually, fourth waves actually ended here at the low at 580, because from here you can easily count a clean five waves up, three down, another five up as a diagonal, three down toward the 78.6. That's where the basically near the low was for the green, on the Tuesday, and then from there we just recovered. So I rather, I mean, I have that. I mean, invalidation for this is, it's obviously the same. The smaller degree wave two cannot retrace below the one higher degree wave two. So I'm trying to do this. So it's just a matter of when are we gonna take out the October 29 high, and then for the price to make room to the upside. So this is a valid count. So we'll see how it goes from here. This keeping a price like this is very messy, as you can see. I don't even have none of the sell signal triggering here either. We just only had this buy signal here since November 21st, and it just literally just sideways. So the question now is that how these earnings will play out in the next 2 weeks. Well, that's what we're gonna find out. But it's it's a sideways price action, but that usually resolves higher unless it pushes back down to stop out all the weekends, right? And then makes a move higher. So we don't know how this thing will end until this 73701 breaks. Okay. You can see how the trend was going up, and look what the price is doing now. I mean, it's just not that difficult to see, as you can look from here. See, huge rally, sideways move. There's a lot of ways looking at the rotation and stuff and all the things like this is just, you know, directional trades are not really getting rewarded. I mean, there are few stocks like, yeah, I mean, they're moving, but most of them are just almost flat, or they're probably just lower. Again, we just start the year. After this kind of a huge run, I mean, it's going to be so much opportunities this year. I know that for sure. I mean, but the the thing is this, the way Russell 2000 took off, being up like what 7, 8, 9% in a matter of 3 weeks to start, which if which we have it here, so I'm watching this growth right there, which most likely will turn around. As you can see right there, how value and starting to, it is still strong, but it's just, pretty soon in the next week or two or so, money is going to shift right back to the growth. Because you have to look at this way. S&P is not going to go too far. If NDX is, if the tech is just going sideways, you need leaders to move the market. So you have a perfect example, okay? A small caps, which is Russell, right? Which you can see that up like was 7-8%, right? So then why S&P is flat? See my point? S&P just not gonna go. Why S&P is not up like 4 or 5%? If Russell, if a small caps is gonna lift up the market, right? It's just then why the S&P is not rallying? That's why I always say is focus on leaders, not just random stocks. Most this is what most people chase. Leaders move the market. They are the one who drives these sectors up. sector moves, other stocks moves. Market weight has each sector, the stock has the market weight. That's very important. If we look at yeah, I have a mag 7 here. The Tesla flat, Nvidia flat, Meta flat, Netflix is down. This one is like 3.65. Google 4.77. Amazon is positive, and Apple is 8.75. Apple has been down for 8 weeks in a row. So Apple and Netflix both the same. So how? So which stock is gonna help the NDX? Google by itself? Just the sideways range that we're in. The overall rotation right there. You see, they're trying to help them now. Now we'll see what happens. Might I'm gonna put a spread on Nvidia right next week. I'll do that Monday or so. Doesn't have. I mean, I kind of hate to put something because it's Nvidia really doesn't have much alpha, as you can see, because it's so close to the benchmark. It'll be a little further away here. That's what kind of Meta kind of gave a little bit of a boost yesterday from the last 2 days. So Meta does look good. So we'll see how the earnings plays out on Wednesday. I mean, that's the only thing. Look how Netflix just trying to go up. It's crazy how this thing is moves every day. I'm just like, it just doesn't look ready yet, but it will be. So I'm watching, and this will curve, which it will. Okay, it ain't going this way. That's this just a matter of wait. If this thing's starting to make a move back up, that's when the rotation right there will start to make sense. Right now, it's just it's a sideways consolidation. The price is telling you everything. We don't have to. Um, so we do. I mean, I have this. I focus on this one. Much is a much better, much cleaner room. The wave count. You got a wave 3, 23.64 versus 2 is almost to the penny. It's beautiful. 100% relationship is there. So excellent zone held. Made a move up, but we just need to clear this high right there. So we're trying 1, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 1, 2 like this. So we'll see what happens. So now instead of this, now we go here. So so as soon as the price moves up, you keep raising the bar higher. If it comes out and take out this, then you start moving, and then this thing starting to go up like this. So more and more, how the price progress to the upside, you keep raising this bar, and wherever it tips over, takes out the previous swing low, and that's it. I mean, then you have to readjust the wave count. So from here to I wouldn't change it yet because I still gotta take out this high right there. Because if this is a low right there for this wave one, this is a wave two. I mean, that would be the next point will come up, but you gotta take out this high right there, which is 630. 630 down to 607. If this clears, and then we gotta clear this 637. 637 is when it's gonna open up this third wave to the upside. So I'd rather keep this one. So we'll see how it goes. I watch them every day, but I know you don't see them every day. This is a 2 hour smaller 1 hour, 2 hour wave counts because I have to change it often. That depends how price goes, and just just to kind of keep an eye, like to watch on a smaller kind of time frame to see. Yeah, you don't want to. I want to post this thing and every second day or third day, this thing is keep changing, and then people who don't really understand Elliott Wave, and they're gonna say like, what the heck is going on? You got a one here, now we have two, and then we just don't know. We don't need confusion. Try trade clean. Um, what else do I have? I was looking at this Broadcom right there. I mean, kind of make the same case. We don't really want this. I mean, the count is fine. I mean, I know it has a weekly sell signal as well. So same April low, you got one, two, three. This is some sort of a fourth wave. If it managed to kind of hold this area right there, this. So so we'll see. I mean, we're getting close to that time right there, 23.6. So we're coming close. Uh, just trying to carve out from here would be nice. So the high was 414.61. Yeah, it looks like on a daily, this definitely looks like a diagonal. So you had how sharp reversal you had right there. Yeah, it's a typical, perfect example of how diagonal ends. Ending diagonal, you're always gonna get a sharp reversal to the downside. You see how fast it comes back to the prior fourth wave and second wave, right there. And that's where diagonal starts in a wave too. So most of the time, retracements at minimum retracement, the retracement is always going to be a prior fourth. Well, then if then you, especially on the ending diagonal, you might most likely going to reach the prior wave two as well. That's where it came up here. That got a bit of a bounce. It just been sideways ever since. It's been since what, December 17th, since last month, since this low right there, and we took out this low yesterday on this bar. So we'll see how if this fourth wave can kind of behave, kind of breathe. It when it's okay. Looks it's okay for now. So a confirmation is always going to be here, uh, right there. It just has a clear sell signal. So for how many weeks? One, two, three, four. It's 4 weeks. It's 1 month right there. And this week it was down 9%. So we're right close to 38.2% retracement off this low. So we'll see how it holds, but cannot add. I mean, I'm not comfortable adding anything here. If we get some sort of a clear buy signal, yeah, then we'll get in, but not right now. This one I had my Tesla. It's a half day. This is a half day wave count, 195-minute charts. So it's kind of pretty long. It's like each day you get 2 bars. So call as a daily and call as a half day. Half day kind of gives you 2 bars every day, and daily will just only gives you one. So I'm tracking this one to see how it goes. It's a pretty clean read. It's just um, off this low, got one, two, up in three, down in four, the five, you have five completed waves, down in two, right? Then we end up making a higher high right there. which is one. This is the two right there that we're trying to make the comeback. So technically, what it is you want to make sure that this wave two right there stays a bit small. I mean, it's looking pretty close. I mean, it's okay. We can live with that. Yeah, you don't want to keep a smaller degree, one, two, bigger, bigger compared to this one. So it's not good. So if we do this, 19.4, right, against 16.31, so it's good, right? So it's fine. We don't want to. So if you're higher degree wave two, okay, it's just very important. You got to understand that. If it was 19%, you want to make sure your smaller degree second wave must be smaller than your higher degree wave 2. Okay? If you have 19, 20, 21 kind of, I mean, Tesla is a volatile stock. I mean, if it goes side by side by like 19, you're just still gonna be okay. Okay, but you don't want to go up to like 21, 22, 23%, and then something like this right down here, 20, 21%. What problem is that it then you could force a label there, but then what happens is it's gonna makes it very difficult to measure the upside. Okay, plus your wave count is not gonna look right. Yeah, you wanna make sure that your wave count have a right look. That's the most important part. Okay, every book that you will ever read of Elliott Wave will tell you the same thing. Okay, your wave count must have the right look, otherwise you don't even have wave count. So it's behaving. I mean, no, it's a long kind of time frame when again you got two bars each day. So I look at them. I mean, whatever when it closes, let's see how it progress from here. If it managed to it's managed to go up, this is gonna be your that's gonna be the internal smaller one to one like this. You need five smaller waves to complete this third wave, and then fourth, and then it's a long way to go. So on first, we're gonna have to see how this first is your resistance zones here, 456, 466, and 480. So this area right there is gonna be the first zone for this first wave to reach, and then you get the setback. That's when we will move this line down to this low. So we're not there yet. So we'll see. For now is gotta watch this zone first. 480 is the one is gonna be the key level to break 498. The 78.6 is always gonna be your last resort before you're gonna see any so we'll see how I progress from here. Yeah, Elliot is is great, and just to keep a content for a bigger time frame to kind of Elliot just draws a really great roadmap, you know, and but it just our most of the confirmation comes from the signals anyways, so I'm not fully relying on Elliott Wave. Elliott is all about fibs back and forth. It's just I mean, typical wave two retracements are 50%, 61.87. So this kind of 50 is always going to be the ideal. That's when most people start to get in. Um, and then from here, you just gotta see like, okay, if this area holds to see, if the price started to make a comeback. So yeah, I'm not like posting these things anywhere on Twitter and stuff. It's just, I mean, if it's at the same time when you look at this price, what do you see here? It's another mess, right? Even the fact, yeah, you're making a higher high and higher lows, you know, but it just doesn't have this. That's the point though. You gotta have to look how the price is. This just, yeah, you poking a little, um like if you go from here, take this price action, you see, you got a false breaks here, several of them made a comeback. Then you got the same thing back up here, throw over here, met with another throw over. See, I always talk about them. Every throw over is going to met with the same throw over back to the upside, or any upside throw over is going to met the same to the downside. That's a perfect, like, Newton law. It shows you so many ways. The same thing with the channel. Price comes in here, here, gets a throw over. Eventually, it's going to find a floor here. Once it's going to creep, and once the trend changes, first it has to mean revert, goes back inside the channel. Once that channel breaks, it's going to get the same throw over back here. Happens every time, so just we'll see how it goes. Don't have anything on the S&P. I'm just kind of moving it around and stuff and see how it goes. But keeping this in a diagonal, you have that one going into a 1-2 and or either a triangle. God, what it, it's just, I need this to confirm the S&P. You can't just sit and fight your life with an S&P 500 cash wave count all day long when you know you have a tech that is sideways and you have a Russell which is you're going vertical. So how are you going to match all that? You know? So it's a little confusing right now. Let's just put all the Elliott wave on one side for now until everything lines up. Then we'll have all three wave counts going side by side. It is not. I mean, we're not in that phase yet. You have Russell, which is up like what, ripping to the upside, right? Let me see. So here we have Russell that is up 7.54%, right? Kind of backs off yesterday. So you have this thing is accelerating to the upside at a flat week. Then we have an S&P. Well, how are you going to make this a diagonal when the other one is just going straight impulsive back to the upside? And here we have NDX nowhere. So how are you going to match that? So how many lines you want to draw? That's another thing. You know, it's just none of your wave is going to match. So that's where the rotation story comes into a place. That's exactly what we're seeing here. That's what I was. This explains you everything. Why the Russell? Why did you see it? Small cap? That's why they're up like 7, 8, 9%. Then we just kind of backs off yesterday over like let's say call like 7.5%. That growth is what? lagging, but just on a chart, it's just sideways because it came from here all the way back here. You can see how the growth is moving. Let's see. You can go back here. Let's see, December 19th. We can go, let's go far back here. So we can go December 9th, right? So December 9th, if you look at the growth, look how, let me hide all this. So let's do here. So from December 9th, it was already in a weakening quadrant. See how value took off right there? Look how growth went. See? Then value's like, wait a second. Look how rotation moves on a daily basis. Each day, when I slide this thing, you can see the date is changing here. Where we at? So we started a year on a second, like this. This is when we started, yeah, so we started on January 2nd. See how it ejected from here? It didn't even made it back here. Look, boom. See how it changes from trend blue to red on the 8th, 9th, well, then 12 because the weekend came, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20. See? Now we're right here. So the point is this, that if you saw that, you see how rotation was here, then how it turns back down like this, it's gonna go this way, one way or another. Okay? Because it has not completed that clockwise rotation yet. So when the point is, once you have a rotation, I'll just show you, just only watching the hook because that's fine for you. Once you see right there, it's supposed to go up like this. But here turns around because the new year, because see, what I think that, well, okay, what I can tell you is once you have the rejection here from improving back toward the lagging, but it's supposed to go into a leading, right? This time is gonna go. But it's waiting for that circle to complete. So once you have the rejection, it goes right back from, because because your quadrant changes from here, from lagging to improving to a leading to a weakening, right? So it's just, that's how it works. See if this growth right there, let me take this value off as well. This growth right there, as you can see from here, see this rejection right there, completely lost its momentum. Yeah, once it goes from here, and that's when we're gonna see we're starting to breathe, meaning like the chop probably is gonna end. So we'll see how it happens. So I'm gonna track this to see how the rotation plays out on a daily basis and see go with like this for now. sort of kind of give some room. Don't even need to. Yeah, smaller wave kinds are very kind of, there's a lot of changes happen. So just leave it like this for the next week or two and make it a little bigger. See how it goes. So we'll see how the rotation goes. So that's why I watch. But the point is I was trying to make is that the value, a small cap, is not going to lift up the S&P and stuff. You need growth. It's the only way the S&P is going to run to the upside. You just look how long this job was here. I mean, this is the actual price of the chart on the chart. So if we, I was looking at this Bitcoin yesterday. I posted this yesterday. This correlation between. We can do a daily. Look where Bitcoin is and where Qs are, and look how they were before. That's a huge spread now between a Bitcoin and the. As you can see right there. So we have Qs just going sideways. See, stocks right now is a better bet against the Bitcoin. Now, if you go to a weekly time frame, watch what happens here. This was a dip right there in April low, right? This April low right there. Look how Q took a dive. Look where Bitcoin went. See? It's a perfect. Everything was here is all good until here. Look how Bitcoin went crazy. Everybody ran after Bitcoin as a safety net. That's when the market took a hit on those tariffs last year. And look what happened now. Tech went sideways, Bitcoin rolled over. It's the same movie, but different role. So look how it was trailing before. Everybody was like, oh yeah, BitTech and Bitcoin, they track each other, this and this. And everybody was like, oh, Bitcoin is. Remember, everybody was talking about the Bitcoin pulling back and then the NASDAQ is going to follow as well. Yeah, you need to learn how to read correlation first. Then you to fully understand how technical world works. It's just a bunch of BS you hear from people all the time. It's the same movie as I said. It's just a different flip now. As you can see right there, you see how tech is like literally went going sideways, and look how what Bitcoin is doing. And it was all good here. So Bitcoin is gonna take time. And I know where it is. It's gonna take some time. That's all. Having a Bitcoin in a portfolio is not a bad thing, but I wouldn't size anything up yet. You know, the reason why it being is because of this. It has to chew this time. That's the price, the time correction. This phase was what they were in right now, right there. We have to wait till April 1st. This, it can go like this, but it's not gonna run too far because it has to chew time. You see right there? Look at this low. See this low? Look at the time. See from here how the price rally? So from here, it ran too fast. That's a problem. So now it's catching up on a time though. This is pretty good. This is a pretty badass chart. We're gonna focus on the stocks, and we're just gonna wait on this. I know. In the end of March. Yeah, I'm gonna start buying Bitcoin pretty good. That's what my plan is. Basically, the end of Q1. So we have 2 more months. We just have to complete this time. This same thing right there, you see? So we're gonna cash this move. So no need to go too heavy. You just have to wait. It's not going. I mean, it's your time band here, anyways. Yeah, your price is not going not going out. So don't get that thing out of your head. The price is gonna come out of this band. It will mean revert right back inside pretty fast. So very long, the higher time frame, anyways. But look where the price is right there, the mid. See? Why is that? Because it has to chew time. This phase. Because it's gonna run. Don't just it's a matter of we have to wait, which is fine. We don't mind waiting at all. Right there in the March, when this bar is gonna open somewhere around here, right in this time frame, this area right there, right around here, is what I'm gonna start buying Bitcoin. And we'll see how the chart looks and stuff, that time. And I'm gonna try to catch this move. Look at this move, man. Come on. Look at the date. Look at this. Look at this low and look at this date. Perfect low. Look how much the price rallied. Huge to the upside. What do we have? Well, these are the open positions. We have here some rotations and stuff. Oh, that's my brother's portfolio. Okay. Here's yeah, same thing with tech. Look at Qs. The October high, November, December, January. So we're technically right in that 8% range the last 3 months. So it's just, if you ask me, it's like pointless, seriously, to label and to even look at a sideways chop like this. It just had a huge expansion phase here from this April low, but it just sideways. That doesn't mean it's a broken market or something. It's just where the rotation is coming in, playing out, as we can see right there. where the growth is. This makes perfect sense. You know how rotate. It's all rotation. It's not about the structure is breaking and it's just the world is coming to end, and that's the generational or decades top right there that we're in right now. It's just all BS that you guys all watch on the Twitter day and night. Because the sideway market is not a directional market, and this is just you gotta have to be the whatever stocks that we pick. You gotta make sure that we're picking the right ones, because not all of them is gonna move. It's not something that like a broad rally that you see. We just looked at a tech. I mean, Mag 7 stocks are pretty much all flat except for Amazon and Google. Rest of them are all just, look at Apple. Look at where's this Apple? Where's- hmm, Why this thing is not pulling up? Oh, TOS is Thinkorswim is circling. Oh boy. They're doing those maintenance thing. Not even pulling up. Yeah, tech is just sideways, that's all. These are side by side two dojis now. Well, we still got another week to go. This is a doji, right? This is another doji. So any yellow is considered a doji, not one of these. Damn, we never even have two dojis side by side. No, it's gonna be. I don't know. I mean, we still got another week to go. Oops. Yeah, I don't think we ever had. That's gonna be the first one. Let me see. I can run. Hang on. Let me see. Show bar. Oh, define doji double column absolute open close. Just trying to see if we ever had a doji before. Double one. I mean, it's gonna be very rare. Oops, back on down. So we got to v variable one equal apprentice open ABS value open close. Open. So we need to do a variable open close double apprentice. We need a high and low and point. Semicolon. Yes. And check for two consecutive doji candles. V1 and variable 1. Yes. Okay, something is off. Gonna be. Oh well. Two consecutive doji candles. There you go. Everything is gone. No, we don't have that yet. It's probably not showing because it's not closed yet. That's why. Yeah, because yeah, I would have had it. You just have to wait for this candle to close. You cannot work on a working candle. It's just everything is based on a close. Close is that's why it's not showing anything. Yeah, because this month is this we have a high and a low of this month, which is 630 and a 607. So we have a high and a low, and we go right there. You can show that little banner right there shows you the open price was 620 of this candle. Right now, we're sitting at 622.72 close as of yesterday, right? So the open was 620.07. The high was at 630. Low was 607. Yesterday close was 622. That little banner is gonna move because I'm gonna move my hand. That little banner right there is gonna show you everything. So we're like what 3 weeks in this month, right? We got one more week to go. So accused are up from open to close as of yesterday by 2 points. Okay, so we're, not go- we're technically not going anywhere. Yeah, well, so in what, 3 weeks we made what, 2 points progress? You know? So that's what it is. I mean, this one open was 613, high was 629, low was 600, close was 614. Right there, the close was 614. And this well, we haven't had a close yet because still got another week to go. Looking at the open price was 613 and the open price here was 620. So if you can clearly see right there what market is doing. Literally nothing. So tech is definitely taking a breather. What the hell is going on with this? Yeah, toss is thinkorswim is not working. So it's just waiting for data. It's fine. Do some I like to do Elliott Wave over the weekend. Done. What else did I? Amazon. I'm trying. Yeah, I have this. So, that was close. Trying to make a comeback. I mean, it's like if Amazon earnings comes out strong, and what we can do is we can do this. So go as a triangle in four. Go as a 1-2. So 100% again at 251. 258 is the all-time high. 161 at 267 and 200 is here. So how it's a matter of if this third goes. So again, it all depends on earnings. So gonna watch this one. I don't think I have. Apple is same thing. It actually dip below. That's a daily wave count. So Apple find gotta find some support here. So we're just looking at everything pretty much from April low. Okay. So that's gonna make the most sense with all the big tech names. It's just where we're gonna put the Qs, Apple, Microsoft, have to put all pretty much in, try to fit them into a fourth wave. So when the tech leads, they're all gonna go into their fifth. So whatever this last move that we're looking for, yeah, then we're gonna be due for that 1-2. So I don't know. I cannot make any calls yet, but I have a pretty good feeling we're gonna have a flat year. But just too early to say right now. I'll have a pretty good read in a month or two. Not yet. We're just starting a new year. It's just too early to make calls. Um, yeah, this thing is down 8 straight weeks. Look at that one broken as well. Get rid of all this. Ooh, it's coming really close. All this. 4 versus 2, 4 versus 3. That's the. I got no practice left. I used to make counts so fast. Yeah, this is fine. Just gotta see how this thing. And this is ugly. 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you always want to make sure that you have to count at least 5 clean waves within your third wave. You see where the typical upside, um, the retracement is just always going to be, not always. The 161.8 is always the golden ratio of Elliott wave. 100, 161.8, 200, and 261.8. So we'll see. Try to make a sort of a choppy overlap correction. Go like this. Be fine. Mark the correction, then red. So from here, 1, 2, up in 3, 3 versus 1. And now this is some sort of a. You don't need to throw labels and stuff. You just have to watch and see how the where it managed to find support, and then if it can makes a turnaround, and whenever the fourth ends, then you gotta count 5 smaller waves toward this fifth wave. That will complete a one higher degree of wave count. Now you have a 5 completed waves to make one higher degree one. It depends where you are on a wave count. Not too many people can even run higher degree wave counts. Which is fine. It just lost people. Most people they just get lost because they start wave counts in the middle of a chart. That's why you gotta have to go to a higher time frame, meaning from like monthly, go down to then you have to bring the same wave count to a weekly, then weekly has to come down in a daily time frame. That's where you're gonna try to find trades. But your higher degree stays the same way it is. So you're not gonna be able to do it if you don't even have motive wave because it doesn't copy like or software is gonna work on other trading view or whatever the other charting platform. The real platform for Elliott wave is motive wave. It auto plots. It just makes it so it saves you so much time. You can just like you go to a weekly time frame. See, it copies everything over. On a weekly time frame, you sit in here. You're supposed to be starting a wave count down here and work your way up. That's the but we're trying to only play around here. You go to a monthly time frame. It just yeah, you gotta come from here. Start counting all the way from the bottom. Which is this is probably like one of the smaller degree, whatever the case is. You have to redraw the entire wave count up from there, and then you're gonna bring it to a 2 weeks, basically to a week. Then you come down to a daily time. You see how much time expand. Now you go into a shorter time frame. Now you're gonna see a lot more price on the chart. How much it shrinks. You see, weekly is the best time frame, anyways. This is all noise. An update. Google is that Google is sitting at that 100%. Google has some room to run. You basically, it's Go is a very clean chart. I mean, you just basically doing the same thing. On the label, make it one, two, three, four. This is the fifth wave that you're looking for against this one. So this low right there is the right low to count five waves to the upside anyway. So that's why I didn't start anything back here. I can, you know. As a matter of fact, I'll do it for your practice. I mean, you'll kind of understand how it works. So like this. So we have. So where do we have? Remember the rule number one is what? You have a blank chart. Kind of shrinks a little bit. You have a blank chart from here, basically from the IPO price, right? The rule number one is where do you need to find two largest percentage decline on the entire chart. Where do you see it? There's one here, and there's one here. Do you see anywhere else? I don't. You just highlight these two. Okay, this is the easiest way you're gonna label a wave count. Find two largest percentage retracement on your weekly time frame. Not one, two. So now we start a wave count from here. That's your one. Because correction is what? Wave two and four, right? That's it. So you don't need to do work anything here. So now you open this, now you expand this. Now you're gonna, this is your low right there at 83, right? This is 150, 151. Here you go. That's your low. That's your high right there. So from here, you can break this thing down as an ABC. Here's your 100% typical ABC, the relationship, A versus C versus A. Distance travel in C is the same distance, it's equal distance travel in A. That's what they call C versus A zigzag, right? So draw your channel if you like. I always put corrections in red. So the wave three was, we went all the way down there before, remember? Back whatever the price was here, $2. So from $2, you know, three versus one, 161.8. So it was shy by like what few points, right? It reaches 151, and it took this dip right there, right? So now from here, what do we need to do? We need to count five more waves to complete the fifth wave. Fifth wave is going way up, right there. So we need five smaller waves now. So we don't have to do anything back there. So we got to decompose this. That was the last one there. I thought I grabbed it. That was the last one. Yeah, I know. So so here we are. So what we're looking for now is we're looking for this third wave to go from this low, right? So from this low, which is the largest percentage so the decline so far, this, correct? Down to April low. And how much was it? You can always use a ruler. 32.12%, right? We don't have anything similar back here. So the largest one. So that makes it what? Wave two. So now where we are in a wave three. So where the wave three goes? Typical is 161 point doesn't mean it's going to get there. Well, last time it didn't. But it has to reach at least 100%, which is 349. Call it 350. Okay. So Google has a lot of upside, you know, and we got in at right here last year, right there, like this. This is where we got in yesterday. Sorry, the yesterday, the last year. So we're just trying to get to at least 100% relationship for now. This third typically is going to reach close to that 600. I wouldn't be, I mean, next several years or so that Google can go up to 600. It will. Google is going to take over NVIDIA. Just wait. It's pretty darn close. It's almost a four trillion. It's gonna kick NVIDIA from the top one. 3.96. 3.96 against 4.56. So I'll catch up. Just gonna just gonna leave it like this. Fourth was only 32%, so oops. Leave it like this. Here, so that's your low right there. That's line right there to this high. And then we can just project it. Okay. Google is clean wave count, that's for sure. Um, Boeing. See, I'm doing some Elliott Wave, so don't tell me that I totally gave up on it. I do keep them. I mean, it just little by little, I just post them all. So, um, Boeing is on a crazy run from the last 9 weeks. This is a weekly bar. It's a good signal. Here's the thing. three versus one of Boeing 314 ended up at what, 446. COVID happened, rallied back and forth. This is a pretty well defined contracting triangle. Okay, got a little bit of an overshoot here, but glad it held above the C wave low. It's just fine. It happens sometimes. It usually try to end it, as you can see here. It tried to end the was trying to give you a little bit of a hope that the he was ended here. And that's when the price trying to move up, but it took another dip down. That's what the April low was. So kind of bit of a shakeout right there. So it's okay. You got a bit of an overthrow, but as long as the rules are that E wave must stay above the C wave low. Okay, as you can see, clearly it did. So right now is if we go as a, because if this triangle completed here, now we're looking for five smaller waves to complete this fifth wave of this one of this higher degree. So we need to count what? Five smaller waves to fit in this fifth wave. When you have a the contracting triangle, the price usually doesn't go into an ending diagonal because price has compressed for a very long time. So whenever the expansion phase will come, okay, that should be a clear five ways to the upside. Okay, so this is where we at on this. So um, one, two, now we have earnings coming in, right? So any kind of a setback here, that would be definitely going to be a buying opportunities for sure for this stock. The stock has some upside if this thing completes here. So for now, like if we take out this April low to this high to this low, the minimum equal distance, as we call 3 versus 1, correct? It's a 332 right there. Right there. So this is going to be a typical 100% relationship of this low to here. So when we take when we take a price from this high, which is the all-time high, right, and to this COVID low, 78.6, as you know, is sitting at 315. So you have a 315, 332 of this low, which is a 100% relationship. Then you have 161.8. So this zone right there is going to be a very sticky zone, right? Why is this? Is because what you're trying to do when you take out different high and lows, you have to find where you have the most fib clustering, like happening, basically a stack of fibs to come in real close. You see 78.6 is pretty damn important, right? So 78.6, you have 100%, then you have 161. These are strong fibs, right? That doesn't mean that the price just that goes like this, but this is where the price is going to take a pause for sure. These you don't clear these instantly. So I'm marking this one that should be at least a typical, like just a minimum, full zone right there to test to see what happens if it backs off from here and then it just work its way up. So it's still got a long way to go. This is you're looking at a weekly time frame. Is one bar is 1 week. 5 sessions makes one bar. You know, but the point is that this kind of a time frame is going to keep you on the right side of the trade without being involved in the noise. It's a very clean count because I know because you should all know that the fourth wave triangles, okay, only have unfold in a fourth wave. So the fifth wave that you're looking for after the completion of fourth wave into a contracting triangle considers a fifth wave. The fifth wave is always an impulsive wave, motive wave, they call it. Motive, right? And as I said there, because you don't stay sideways and then you go like this, meaning that being in a triangle for such a long time and then turns into an ending diagonal. Yeah, you don't go from a triangle to an ending diagonal. Once you have a sideway compression, it could be a WXY or it could be a triangle, you usually get a clean five ways to the upside. So it has room to run. Business is doing good. Boeing is getting a lot of orders in and they managed to fix their production and stuff, their issues and all that, but who knows? Boeing is definitely a play for sure. You can hang on to some shares and just let this thing ride. Um, Uber is another one. I like this one as well. That's a 1 week, not half day. So it's the same thing that Uber is did, you see. But the question now is if this is one, two, three, triangle four, is this is all of five? I really like to see this to actually complete full complete five wave. This one right there is kind of bit of a little tough read. So we talked about it before. Being a triangle and then going into some sort of a funky looking diagonal here. This is where we at right now, right to that 50% retracement. I like this one to see if it can run to this half day job. Dude, I got no practice. Let me see. Oh my God. Let's go back to the same one. So I'm kind of leaning toward this. It doesn't, Uber doesn't have that um much price data to run a higher degree cycle wave count anyways. So it's just ABC move is fine. Um, I'm kind of, let's see what happens. Which is right here for now.
Excuse me, Mo.
Yeah.
So, in the note of that, when there's no price data, how you start the wave count? Are you always start ABC or?
You can do that if you want a newer wave count, like if you have a newer price, like company like 5, 6, 7 years old, you cannot run a cycle degree wave count on that one because you don't have enough data. Like if you look at Uber, right? So Uber is what,
Yeah,
2020, right? You can put a 1, 2 here if you want, but it's gonna take a very long time anyway. You better off just go in ABC for now, you know. So what are the rules are for, let's say if you put a one here and two here, you can, right? So when you go to a C word, the three versus one or C versus A, what's the typical 100% relationship, right? Which is 92.97. So if you put a one here and two here, and your third wave is still going to be the same way. So your C or a third is going to give you a same upside, 10161.8,
okay.
you know? So it's not like as Google, you see when you go to a Google, that's when you see a real history on a chart. Now you're looking at 2004,
Yeah,
you know?
correct.
You see a lot of like price over the years, over the decades. but not here. This is just, it's not that old, so ABC is fine.
And the same thing if the
Correct.
price starts high and then went down, you still gonna use ABC.
Yeah, your relationship, you have to understand this, that if you, a C wave of an ABC, it could be a zigzag, whatever the case is, it could be a zigzag, could be a flat, could be anything. A C is an actionary wave, correct? C
Correct.
wave cannot subdivide into a WXY or an ABC. It is an impulsive motive wave. So if it's a C wave or a wave third of a wave count, it's always motive. So it really doesn't. So a price that it doesn't have a lot of data, so you just put C on it. And if you had a price that has a lot more data over the years, especially most of these Mag 7s are, you can run a cycle degree wave count basically, then you can just do it that way. So I just for when I look at a chart like this, I was like, okay, well, doesn't there's no point for me to put an A 1 2 1 2, that kind of stuff. I mean, if you really wanted to run it that way, you could just go like this. I mean, but that's basically you running a cycle degree, you can just put one here, big one. So that's your two. Then you count this as a one of a smaller degree, some sort of a two right there, make it instead of making a triangle, you put like a whole thing into a complex. Then you go as a smaller one and two now. So you can do that. 1 2 1 2, you know? I mean, you just like looking at I don't know, years and years and decades of a wave count by doing that. So you have your higher degree here that you started off from basically from this low. That's two. Then you had one smaller one. Basically, you can count them as 1 2 3 4 5, right? That completes one. Then you have to count some sort of a WXY here instead of making a triangle here. Make it two. Then you have to go into a smaller one too, because now you need to count five to complete the third wave of this. And then once you will have fourth and then fifth, that will complete this bigger third wave. That's when you run in a higher degree, cycle degree wave count that go into the upside. That thing can, I don't know, 5 6 700, whatever the price could be, by the time it's gonna reach that point. I mean, those are gonna push you out way far up in projections, I mean, stock has growth that just, I don't know what kind of expectations that you have, that you think that Uber just gonna explode in the next decade or so. Yeah, you can put that thing in your head, like, okay, yeah, if I stay in the trade and hang on to this stock for the next 10, 15 years, yeah, we might be, goes into a third. So it's just a different way of looking at it. ABC is simple. It's just a lot less little noisy. It doesn't matter how it goes. You can always adjust the wave count. But just trying to see if,
Thanks, man.
yeah, yeah, smaller. You can, as I said, when you go to a weekly time frame, when you're gonna start a wave count, okay, the first thing you do is what? You need to find two corrections on a chart, two of them. Okay, this way you will know. Then you go from the very bottom and then you count one. If the very first correction is going to be a wave two, anyways. Then you got to see, like, okay, how far the third went and what was the second. So the best thing is there are two tools that you will need. One is this, second is the ruler. Just measure it from peak to trough. It's 33% here. It's just so easy. This way you will know exactly how much was it. 30%, 33%. See what? So now you have to look at this, and because every stock has their own personality, right? Look from here, 33%. So, so this was 33. Just counting this, 30, 18, 22. See, it's staying smaller. Your corrections on the upside means has to be so smaller. See, it's just smaller than this, which is good. That's how the wave can't progress to the upside. If this thing is going to start to get bigger than this one, then you have a problem. The Elliott Wave, you should just stop right there. You know, you don't. Nobody knows how much the price will retrace. We're going to find out when the price makes a higher high. The 33%, 31%, 26%. So what does that tell you? That this stock, what was the most common number that we just looked at? It was 30, correct? So it is normal for this stock to retrace at least 30%. Why? Because it has happened over and over and over and over again, right? So where we at now? 23 compared to this low. So if this is the wave two is gonna go deep, it has to go, then it's gonna go at least 30% here as well. That puts you right around here on like 70 mark. So we're right to this one. So got this. So we want to make sure at least it should stay not, we don't want to go full 30 because we had too many. Let's see, 30, 33, 33. You see, it's just, we want to stay, this is where we are right now. It's 23. So we're going to see, and if this is hold, we had a buy signal here on the weekly. Well, if this thing um, pushes lower, well then it's gonna come down to this area. So this is the two zones that we have on this right there. So hopefully signal holds and Uber can turn around from here. It'll be nice. If it's not, then this is gonna be the second one here. Then we'll consider another trade from there. But again, I'm not gonna jump on them because of the price is gonna come down to a zone. I need a like a confirmed buy signal to to open a trade. So we'll see. Arm was good. Arm was made a pretty good comeback. Well, the week before was downgraded, and this week got upgraded. It was just I was looking at the reason that I took this trade is I ran a scan of this because of the rotation. That's one thing, right? And then I opened a trade on this one, and then the stock got downgraded, and I was like, okay, that's fine. And then this one, and then at the same time, this time signal kicked in with this buy signal, right? So this confirms that rotation that I was looking at. I was like, I should just buy this one to see how it goes. So, I mean, got a nice pop right there. So, I mean, we came down like this and it just turned around. You know, the rotation looks good. And I mean, it still looks weak, you know. I mean, it's just only the daily swing is up now. You can see weekly and monthly are both down. So that's why I cut it because if this would be this one would have a higher swing, yeah, that would definitely make it lingering around here within that. It's just only 1 week of higher bar. We still need 2 more weeks of higher high for this weekly to to turn back up. So ARM got like almost another 2 more weeks of work to do. So that's good. I mean, I don't know, $900 or so on that trade, something like that. Yeah, I didn't want to hold it. See, backed off yesterday as well. Yeah, we closed them right there. I was targeting this high right there. Yeah, we cut them right there at 120 or so. Yeah, yesterday. Because it's just not gonna move too far because of this. This, it's just any daily swings that is gonna swing for the day two or three. It's just not gonna go too far, because of the weekly swing is down. So that's important. This is only so the most important time frame that you should be all focused on, not the daily noise. Weekly, 5 bars, okay, completes one weekly bar. So it's your choice that you want to chase day-to-day noise or you just want to trade a clean structure. Rotation is clean, signals are clean, no noise, much better read, clean charts. I mean, just just gives you like once the weekly swing flips, it doesn't instantly reverses down either. Because it will like I'm thinking about Nike to be honest next week. It had the lower weekly bar. So I'm really thinking about buy. I mean, fundamentally, I mean, it's still a dead. I don't know. It's just nothing attractive about the company, but so I can buy 2, 3 leaps, let the thing work. We can do that as a time. That's just been, you see, from the last 3 weeks, just sitting right there to the mid band. The yellow line right there is the time moving average. See how it pauses it? If the price makes its way up, then we could look toward this high right there, which is 80. The upper band is at 81. So weeks after weeks, if this thing progress, yeah, that's the upside path of Nike from here. So I might they already reported earnings anyways, and weekly swing is up. We have 3 bars up from the low. I think this is a pretty good spot right there, this 65 kind of zone to get in to see if we can target 80. So earnings of there's no earning risk. That this is the thing. Like I'm watching a lot of trades. I have a lot of signals right now that I could take, but I'm not taking it. Okay, this week I've seen tons of them. Like not all on the S&P 100, but there's a lot of them that I found through rotation as well. But I'm just not taking it. I'm not comfortable putting much risk because I have earning risk. I don't know how it's gonna play out. But that doesn't mean that everything will stop. Let this earnings are gonna clear one by one, and then we'll just have a much better way to. I just don't want to, because you could be in a trade, some one big heavy name trades or misses something, the entire sector is going to take a hit. There's nothing wrong with the trade that you took, but you're just getting punished because of the bigger name got hit. So that's the thing about, see this. Well, Home Depot is looking good as well. Home Depot is good. BlackRock is fine. Financials are literally is taking a little bit of a breathing. JPM, yeah. I mean, JPM has a double sell signal, weekly and daily. Yeah, Exxon Mobil got a huge throwover. This thing is gonna reverse back in another week or two. Walmart got a bit of a throwover there, sitting right in the upper band. Visa is down. These are too choppy. Been looking at this. UNL has a huge outside weekly bar. Uber, we're in. T-Mobile is all the way down here. So weak. Target is fine. Target got a gold signal came yes this week. Wow. Target has been up for 8 weeks, 35. That's pretty impressive rally from the low. Starbucks 102. So Qualcomm, I don't know what the hell is going on with this stock. This stock is just something to keep an eye on. I'm watching this. It's just, when you look at all the other stocks, they're just this one, like Micron and stuff. Yeah, this one is going completely different direction. Got hit with a soul signal as well. Palantir is way choppy. Look at the low this week, 160. Upside 170. It's in a very tight range. See how price moves? It's not gonna leave the band. It just you get a throw over and it'll mean revert back inside. Look at this. This is disaster, man. 187. This thing to me is starting to look like some sort of a, you see how narrow this like 1 week, 4 weeks, 1 week. So it could easily do like this and then it's gonna like this, to complete like a five-way for an ending diagonal, and then it gets a sharp move to the upside. So it just takes a lot of freaking time to complete. Well, the confirmation is a weekly buy signal. I mean, no, we're not gonna have it if we even have swings down and thing is puking nonstop. Netflix, don't have a very good feeling about Netflix if you ask me. Look at Netflix, how weak it got over the weeks. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has been 10 weeks. It hasn't even got a one single higher bar. No green bar for 10 weeks in a row. So that's what, 4, 8, yeah, 2.5 months. 4 weeks makes 1 month. Just like what, look at RSI 10. They're just went in the bidding war and they just, I don't know, the market just punishing them big time. I don't know what company sees as a potential or it just, you're getting smoked. Like your market cap is now you're sitting at 31 right there. Company market cap now is $364 billion, less than Bank of America, Home Depot, AbbVie, Palantir, Alibaba, Costco. Down to 31. How is this stock is even a Mag 7? I don't understand. Kick this right. I can never understand this. I mean, I like Nvidia, and all the other ones, fine, it makes sense. But this should put Broadcom in there, in the Mag 7. That's Oracle 500, Visa, JP Morgan 810, Tesla 1.49. That's no growth in the last 5 years. That's funny though. The stock has no growth in the last 5 years. Microsoft. It's another one. One, two, three, four, five. 3, 4, 5, 5 weeks. No higher bar. That's where the tech is taking the breather. Meta, same thing. Up. Meta ended the week with the outside roar. The weekly bar still swing is down. It just takes. It was up here, one, two, and three. See, and then went to an inside little bit. You see, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like this entire month right there. Meta did nothing. Just trying to see if it can survive and hang on to the higher swing, and then went down. It just this is only one, and then next week you need another week of a higher high. Then the third week you need another week of higher. Then to flip the swing, you need three for 3 weeks like this. One, two, three. Which is only now we can call it as one. We still got 2 more weeks to go. So if we look at the band right there, mid is 674, right? The time moving average. The mid band is at 679. So you have a pretty tight window between the 675 window right there. If this thing clears, we need to make clear the 711, which was this fake high. Remember, we talked about this, that this high was never actually made. It was a false break to the upside. Then it has a possibility to get to 775. That's the upper band right there. So it's very range bound. You asked me about Meta, which is trade back and forth in this band. 575, 675, 776. But it has to clear this first to get there. I'm watching this one, Medtronic. Yeah, stock's a little weird, but as the indexes is gonna are much better while it trades because stock's a little more volatile. Lockheed Martin on a fucking crazy move. This thing is ripping. ISRG took a little bit of a dip there. It actually got hit with a time signal right there on the weekly. Right there in the middle now. Between 520 and 525. See how price mean revert? Another one. Can stupid throw over. Start reverses right back inside yesterday on earnings. You're not gonna go out that far, buddy. No, I just was just dumb. I didn't look at them. I just looked at yet the I didn't play any earnings on this. I looked at it yesterday. I was like, yeah, you sit in here in earnings. You think you're gonna go like this? Look at all the, it just, you see, my price just mean reverses, goes right back inside. Not gonna, it's not gonna go out too far. Let's clean some of these. IBM is very choppy here as well. Okay, throw over, push it right back inside. It's a good, it's a good visual for for how price travels around time. It's a good way to look at them. Indexes are beautiful. Costco. There you go. Again at 989. 987.79 is the top band right there. So from here to here. I look at them week after week. It just kind of shows like how much is the actually price moves. Probably like in a 1 month of period of time. You cannot predict how the next weekly candle will open and where it will close. But you just have a range where the price will travel in the next couple weeks, a month or two, you know? So either you try to go from here to here or you just go from here to here. But you just gotta have to get to at least a midpoint. It'd be an excellent trade. So, but again, it's not daily noise. This is weekly time frame, so it's just 1 week. So you stop looking at your daily candles. You know, there's Boeing. I mean, the reason I closed Leaps yesterday is because we're right there. I mean, I'm fully aware that we can get a push to the upside, or we kind of backed off. And if we do kind of take a little bit of a setback here, I will definitely open another one. So we're gonna I don't know what the high is. Let's say we come back around to this 235, 224 zone right there. Yeah, I would roll another one. So got plenty of time to go, but the point is you need um a massive progress to the upside for this band to kind of shift with time back to the upside. So it'll take weeks. So just keep that thing in mind. So if you look at the price since last year, from since August, as you can see, the price just stays here within this band, right? So bigger the stocks are, the more better and steady. Like they trade really good. That's what my point is. But if you're gonna go to a daily time frame, Look at that. It's just a completely different picture. It's my weekly folder anyway. They're like, it's what I most of the time I spend time here. Here's Broadcom. So where we at? 303 on the bottom on this one. So we got a little bit of a couple throw over here. Not really, just one week. See, just 1 bar 22, 2 bars 12, 3 bars 12.9. So three mid is 351, 400. So we're talking 350, 400 basically. That's the range that I see on this on Broadcom, to be honest. Well, we have a weekly sell signal, not here on the others, the framework. So there's nothing yet. Plus the swing is down, so it's taking a bit of a breather. I don't know when they report earnings, but just thinking, what if we kind of these bands right there that are very ideal for butterflies. Just to let you know, okay, they work really good. But you gotta know how to structure a butterfly right, because the strike prices is can change the entire thing. I mean, if I have to go out 30 days on this like trade, make like 300, 350, 400, 50, 50. I have to see what the one, option chain looks like. It would be a nice collect time, stay a little bit delta neutral, and let that thing chop day after day. Dude, we can't, this thing closes at 350, man. You hit a freaking jackpot. you know? So you can take an upper wing, lower wings, you have an upside, downside protection along your body of the butterfly. That's what it is. Price is just gonna stick around, like, stays in that range anyways. Is Amazon. You notice like when you go to this kind of a time frame, like how everything looks so different, Clean read, It's just swings looks better, it just everything looks right. Clean signals as well. So it's just weeks after weeks, just I mean, daily charts and all that just gets on my nerves, man. Seriously. It's too much noise, too many whipsaws. Sitting right at that mid from the last 2 weeks. Amgen is trying to make a poke above you. So you just, it's pretty capped. Very bouncy stock. It's pretty capped. AMD is almost there as well. Oops. AMD got hit with a time signal. AMD is not gonna 263. I mean, oh, he's trying to break this pivot. Okay. Look at a throw over here. Mean reward. One, two, three, four. You just look at that. Five, six, seven, 8. 8 weeks. 2 months. This week it got the pop right there. That's crazy. You see, this kind of a range right there, man. This is just brutal. It happens. You just happen to get stuck in a trade, can just keep you sideways for a month, month and a half, and two, and then, well, if you bought a 2 months out option, you toast. Just go into such a tight range. What is Adobe? Just these are like if you are um love leaps and stuff, your center strike, the mid band was where the time moving average is. That's your leap strike. Just, if you can just buy that strike right there and just be patient for the next couple weeks, a month, month and a half, you're gonna make at least 20, 10, 20% return on that money for sure. You know? So if you wanna consider doing that, you can always do it that way. If you just go out on time, you don't have to fight time that way. Pick up like one or two leaps of the mid band. Sooner or later, if you want to buy 7, 8, 9 months out, 10 months out leap, right? You're not going to have any time decay anyways. You're not going too crazy out of the money. You're just trying to go into a mid to target this. And so let's say if you kept, let's say, so right now Adobe's at 300. So you're looking at 335. I don't know how much of the premiums are. So let's say from here to here, maybe 11%, maybe 11% move on the leap that you bought. Do that for the next couple of them. It's just because you're not fighting time and just let the thing work. There's Apple right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 weeks straight down. Because remember, Apple broke that structure right there. Remember? You know the rule of these pink arrows are. It started here on this week. So you mark the low of this week. So each week, this pink arrows that you see here, well, first the price needs to stay above 199.26 of this week low. Okay, because this is where the first signal fired. Then every week, okay, it has to put up this pink signals each week. It doesn't matter, it could be up and down, it's just the way it is. Whatever that thing stops, the music stops. It stopped here, which is so it started here on July 4th until December 12th. These are a hell of a trade to hang on to it. Just whatever this thing stops, you just get out of the trade. And it stopped here, and look at that. I can show you a lot of example. This is a this is a this is a crazy one. Goes it goes. Like I don't know if I have. I believe I don't know which one I have in. Is this one right there, honey? It's in a third week right now. This and this. So whenever whichever week this stops, that's it. That's when the honey's gonna roll over. This has a very tight and specific conditions on this thing, how it goes. We follow them here. TXN is on one in a third week right now. So against this low right there. It's a tight risk plays. So the point is like tomorrow, then the next week starts, okay. Then the next week starts, whichever week that that this thing doesn't appear, that's you get out of the trade. This is that kind of a trade. EMR is another one that's on the second week right now. Third week, sorry. So this three in Comcast. This one is still going. three, four, three, six. It's been 6 weeks so far. See for Comcast. So it's the same thing. It's very rare because there's a lot of conditions has to be met on these swings to make it work. So out of 100 stocks, I got only what, four, so against this low. So which was December 19th. So inside bar, it doesn't matter how the bar goes. You cannot predict them. The point is when the whichever week the signal fires, you take this week low, enter the trade, and you stay in the trade until this thing runs. Whichever week it stops, close the trade. You're done. The same thing I believe Tesla didn't have on a weekly, it had on a daily. Yeah, a daily time frame it did. Right there. See? So it started here on November 26th. So you mark this low. So every day, you see, each daily bar, it has the pink signal until here. So it stopped on December 23rd. And look what happened. It tells you exactly which day that you get out. But it's very rare. You don't get them that often. The daily swing is down. This dip. They have earnings coming in as well. I think Tesla, Meta, I believe they report on the same day next week. That'll be interesting. I can run, give you a bonus. These are very, um, so all these ones right now has this on the S&P 500 has this signal. Got a weekly time frame. Open this. There you go. So you got AKAM, you see? Every week it's printing this from here. You just filter them. This one is on for 4 weeks. This one is up for 2 days, 2 weeks so far, CDNS. This most likely gonna fail. This is for 2 weeks now. Comcast, I looked this Chipotle is on for a couple weeks, 3 weeks now. So each week that thing is gonna has to print this 2 weeks ECL, Ecolab. Look at this. FCX is going for weeks. This week got him as well. Honey already looked at him 3 weeks. That's a new one right there, HRL. So now this one, that's the new one right there. So that's the new one here. KV, I don't know what the company is. There's 3 weeks here, 3 weeks. You see, like they're very rare, like PPG 3 weeks. Some of them are really Texas Instrument, VRSM, and Waste Management. That's it. So there's not that many because conditions are pretty damn tight. Into a monthly. They're monthly. Oh my, what was that, honey? There you go. So these are on a monthly time frame. They go even for a long time if they right there. Depends which time frame is 4 months so far. Remember I told you so many times the number one reason most traders lose money because they trade on a wrong time frame. I can guarantee you that thing. People love to trade noise. They're too glued to daily charts. This is a new one right there for the month, Dollar General. DLTR, that's a new one right there. It's the third month right now. Man, took a huge hit. It's the second month. IQE, I don't know what's that. MGM has a 1 month so far. It's trying to build something. So again, these are monthly bars. These are not for leaps. These are for shears. Because you don't trade 7 months on a monthly bar. I mean, come on, you need to better off just buying shares. NUE, see, would long this stock. This the steel company where we talked about this. This DOS is not working. It's just right there. NUE. This is where I found this from here. So this one a UNP right there. I found it on a on a yearly one. There's only one stock, Morgan Stanley, man. It's crazy. MS. Here, look at that. Back in 2021, that's when that signal fired on this. This is the only stock in the entire S&P 500. this year was like almost sideways. This was sideways. This one is one took off, and when the MS took off, look at that. Next time I missed this one. To be honest, I didn't even really went that far. You cannot make monthly and yearly signal works. Those are, but this is a different platform. It can do it. Or toss those that garbage one. You can't even come close to that. You have to get a much more advanced software to work on a higher time frame. That's just it's a nice breakout. Well, see, I run them every day. I just don't, you don't see them. You see, I did that thing on 1 year on the entire S&P. That's it. There's only one stock. Just years after year. These are just buy shares and just let the thing ride. Very long term. It's just weekly is perfect. These names right there as this. Okay, I don't know this. Nothing really. These are the rotation names. Too many 34. These are the stocks that are looking promising in next coming weeks. So Nike here. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna pick up a few leaps on this stock on the Monday because earnings are out as well, and it has a buy signal. Weekly rotation. The weekly swing is up. Rotation looks starting to work from here. So and Nike doesn't definitely doesn't look bad at all. It will pay something. So Nike and you got Home Depot here. DoorDash is still back here. GNR, this thing ripped hard last couple days or so. I cannot even pull up toss. It's just, I think it's, hang on, let me see if I could. Oh man, I think it's freezed on me. Hang on. Yeah, there's some few names, I think it's BDNS, stocks. This one has a buy signal, I know. Yeah, there's some names here. These are the stocks that I've took as a confirmed signal. DOC, which is this dot right there. Health Peak Properties has it. RCL, GPC. I need toss. I mean, hang on. I'm trying to filter this list since yesterday. But we have earnings. So hang Oops. Hang on. And these mechanical keyboards are so. My wife would always tell me, saying that your typewriter is working. Yeah, I'm sharing the right screen. Okay, the thing is up. I had to restart. Um, these are the ones that I was telling you. This one, see, doc, the healthcare properties has a confirmed bias signal with rotation. This one has a RCL, this Royal Caribbean. These are the ones that has, as a matter of fact, I will filter this thing. I was gonna put this thing yesterday, and at the same, I was like, these ones, these stocks right there. These are all the stocks right there has a confirmed rotation with the buy signals. Okay, so we can keep this one here. Um, we can just look at them one by one if you want, like this. Stay here, buddy. So we have AGG, this one. Okay. And RCL, we already looked at them. GPC, this one is already in a breakup. This one, PNR, this is ready for a breakout as well. It's bullish wedge pattern right there. Doc, so they're gonna move. That's an 18-hour stock. And ALLE, this one has a bison right there. See, this confirms rotation. This is what you want. Uh, ETN right there has an inside week, so has a confirmed buy signal as well. So three, four, five, six, seven names. I do those 5 stock badge, as in the weekly. So I want to do it. Just hang on for a couple days till these earnings gets out of the way because I don't know which stock is gonna run and which stock is gonna take a hit. It's always I hate earning season. Just hate it. Yeah, these stocks. GPC. This one is another right there. Kind of flat week. It's just starting. You can do take this. So it's getting to that 138.76, 143. Take a measured move from this low to this high. to this 100% of 160. I'm thinking this thing can go just to target the 100% measured move. Clean up all this right there. Draw this. That's it. You got channel, got this against this line. That's a little bit far now. Put it here at the close. Yeah, it's a good setup. Rotation looks really good. Target this weeks after weeks if it goes. It's a good setup right there. See, rotation is not just you gotta jump on. You have to look at the overall price read as well to see how exactly the chart looks like. You try to play a breakout from there, and what's the other one we have is there's a new one here. Some healthcare. It's a pretty deep retracement. Very deep retracement. Right, but this thing, you can make a case here of I'm trying to see if you can count 8 swings. You can actually you can actually do that. That's a typical, yeah, just 17, 18. Um, so just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can do this, and then you put a 2 here. You need basically what you need is you need 8 swings from the low. 4 here, you got an overlap, and then you have fifth. So you have a diagonal 1 and then ABC down in 2. It's had like your typical retracements are always going to be a prior fourth and wave 2. This is where where it ends. Right there, wave 2. Diagonals always is this is where they start from wave 2. It's the same thing with the ending diagonal up on the top. This might can go. You make this as 1 or put A, it doesn't matter. I would put A, I don't even know what's A here. What is wrong with me today? B, C. So you can do this. A is an external wave anyways. So put an A here. Copy, duplicate, turn the thing into a B. And now you're looking for a copy, duplicate, drag this thing up, change it to C. So that's the plan. Well, how are you going to get to C? Let's figure it out. First, we need to see if Okay. We have 38.2. We'll get rid of all of this for now. That's one. And then add one more here, 61. Okay, so we got this big of a room. 271 is. These are the upside 38, 50, 61, 78.6. Then we can take this swing to this. Now we clean up all the way there. That's 61, 18.6. This is 61.8 from this high. Okay. Now you take this high to this, project it from the actual low was actually, I would put it here because we had a large, hang on. This low. Okay, just put them in the lowest low and lowest high, highest low. Okay, so you got channel. I don't even, no need for this. I would rather go with a simple trend line like this. So you got this and this. You have a trend line resistance right here, right? That's going to be a third touch point, correct? So third touch point, and where do you have your first zone? 38.2 is from here. 78.6 is from here. So this is going to be your first zone right there, right? That's how you do that. So you have a trend line resistance. You know it's going to come and hit this. It's going to test it. So then you have a test of your trend line along with your fibs. So this is going to be a sticky zone. Well, if this breaks, that opens up the upside. You know? So you got to take little baby steps. You know, wait for the breakout to happen, and then you target this print, and we can open up all the rest of them, you know, how the price goes. So it's an easy way, like you can view yeah, you want to, you bored, you want to turn into an Elliott wave, ABC, 1, 2, different. You just need, the point is that you need to have a low, you need 8 swings off the low, you know, to make a trend. This thing can run, I don't know, health pack, P company, whatever. Rotation looks pretty solid. Cheap stock. Where is this? Right there. So if this thing can go like this, I mean, stock can catch a lot of upside. So just go with the signal. That's it. You don't need to have your opinions. I don't give my opinions. Trade what is right in front of you. This thing takes out this, if it price reverse, takes out this low, okay, well, story's over. So there's some, so the ones that I've been watching, they're the one actually that popped up on a scanner. I got, I don't know, there's few names on mid cap as well. That's another RMD, this one whipped hard. This one, GNRC right there. ARE right there. These are all showed up on what else? Signal on a scanner. I can't randomly look for this. They have to, the scanner has to pick it up right there. Kimco Reality Corp RSG has it right there. My brother has had it open. RLYB has right there. So these are some mid cap stocks. OTIS, ECL. Look at that, another breakout. Ecolab, DLR. Gen got stopped out. You see right there. These are the five stocks that are here on the last batch that I did. So keep an eye on these. This one, OTIS, ECL. You see this one is on a breakout right now. DLR. This one got stopped out, and Oxy. So this badge is working right. You see right there, the price dip below, the thing is gone. That's fine. $110, $15. That's no big deal. Oxy right there. So I got this one working as well. Take all of them. ECL, this thing is ripping right there. Where it was 271. No, 284. No, 281. So it's trying to move. So we do the same thing here. You know the drill. So we just take this move for now. Okay? And then from here we can add the rest on a breakout. But we need to clear this first, which is 286.04. That's the high right there. That's the pivot. That breaks, then we look for 295 and 306 to the upside. Those are the extensions. We can just only use, we don't have to go that far deep down to the other. This is good enough for now. Just clear this one. That's it. We should get at least 295, 127 extension from here. I mean, if it really pushed 306, it'll be nice. Nice return. The thing is this that you need to let the you need few good runs, for the year. What like that's not every signal is gonna play out. There's no such thing exist. It never will be. But you need some stocks that it can stay in a you can just stay in, week after week after week. Just let the thing work. Don't panic over a one down session or this. Who cares? Okay, we have this open. Okay, stocks. So we are long from 50 to 60. So, well, yeah, I gave back like almost $400. I'm not that happy, but what can you do? You know, it's just the signal is fine. So let me see, how much is it down? 8 point. Oh boy. Yeah, so it's right there, backed off from 61.8. It needs to break this. And I have a good feeling it's gonna get to 80. It's gonna break. We'll see. Cannot promise you anything. So we add right there. Solid rotation is looking good. I mean, just a matter of we have to give some time. Tree looking good. We have BA. We have Disney. ZTS. Yeah, these are the four weekly, right? Oh, CPT. There. So we can do it. Pre CPT is still lingering around. It kind of backed off from this full zone. You can see right there. See, 2 weeks ago. So it took a nice start. Kind of, messing around. It's fine. Gotta give some time. Rotation looks good. Signal is fine. Just gotta wait it out for another week or two and see how it goes. So I'm trying to see if he can. I don't know if earning can help or whatever can get to that second zone. That will be nice. So just like it poked what right here and it just backed off. We're just trying to see if we can get here. So we can make a count of a one, two, three, four, five. So that will be one, two, smaller one, two. So we can run this way. So it's fine. He's gotta give some time. So again, the thing is that this looks fine, you know. So man, Boeing was a really nice trade, huh? What did I even do this week? This one I opened. Yeah, yeah. This one is Code Wave is at an inside week, so that's why I just want to take the trade. Yeah, right at the close, basically yesterday. Boeing was this one right there. He paid 465, sold them at 78.6, which is 8.90 credit. And then yesterday I sold at 1213. I gotta feel 9160. That's almost like 126. Look at all the chat GPT puts those emojis on it. Oh well. Gotta find this. This one is I did a little bit of a neutral butterfly on NVIDIA because of the band that I'm watching, and just to see if oh boy, I got so much stuff open. The right there, the swing is down anyways. So this if NVIDIA can just, if you can just choose some time here, that'll be that'll be ideal because upside is very small. That's how I capped it. Um, yeah, swing weekly swing is down anyways because you have lower, um, three down weeks. One here, two here, and three. So we'll see. There's some news going on that Jensen is, I believe, going to China to kiss the ring, to sell over there or whatever. So I don't know what the drill is. So he's trying, just like every other CEO. Rotation is starting to look. I mean, pound weekly. My plan was to just to go with the butterfly as a starter, and I wrote that thing on the trade as well. And I want to add the vertical spread, you know. So if we go here to a weekly time frame rotation, you see, I mean, it's weak. Look at that. The only thing that looking good is Meta, to be honest, after the Google run. Okay. And Tesla now, you see. So these are the only two that I would focus on right now, to be honest, for the next couple of weeks. Nothing else just looks really too damn promising. Look at this thing. This this it's gonna take time, but Meta is and Tesla. That's why I showed you this for the reason. Because a lot of, I make adjustments to these wave counts based on the rotation as well. Some of you probably don't know. I'm just trying to fit that labels and stuff just to see if I can make that thing work with the rotation. If rotation plays out, the wave count is gonna go no matter what. But the wave count has to make sense. So we'll see. I mean, 195 mirrors is perfect for a weekly rotation anyway. So well, don't know. So we'll see what happens. Meta has a confirmed buy signal as well. We have share, we have shared right there. Look how this week just closed this. Look at the low of this week. And look where the red line is to this week low. Check this. Crazy, huh? 1124 low was 597.63. And this week low, I cannot even probably fit the line there. 600. So you're talking 3 points. This is good. Came pretty down close for 3 points. Look at the pop right there, back to 658. The I mean, now again they have earnings. Weekly swing is down. We need 2 more weeks for this thing to run. So this is a fake high right there. We need to take out this high right there. So this is the zone that has to break. I can mark it for you real easy. This and this. That's your breakout zone against the low. And this. Okay. That's it. Meta breaks that zone right there on earnings. That's gonna rip hard. The better comes to right. This against this low, and it was wall. We made a pretty big signal. It's a 6.5% move. This area right there, 690, 611. This breaks, it's gonna open up the upside. Which way the earnings gonna play out? No idea. Because nobody was happy here. and they're spending money. So we don't know what they have to say on the earning calls. That's when the stock most of the time makes a move. So worst case, if it dips, we're gonna buy. But I have keep our finger crossed and see if it holds. This buy signal can hold, and yeah, just trade should be. It's not invalid, so it should there's a pretty good chance it should rally towards this zone right there. Other than that, I don't have much. Eli Lilly is fine. Intel, we know I've got a shooting star as well. We know the because you got to overshoot above that band, the envelope on that time signal. MA, yeah, I just some of these see Broadcom as a sell signal. These are some of them that I'm watching. Google is fine. Google is Google. Um, I don't know. It just the Nvidia see as a sell signal. Apple sell signal. I don't know. I think this looks weird. These are the leaders that we look for. Microsoft, sell signal. Everything is just like puking for weeks and months. We just looked at what Nvidia, Microsoft, and Apple. All three of them have a sell signal. Palantir, sell signal. It just been going sideways. I think it's going to go into a triangle. You see what is going on right there? Don't have a buy signal. It's just fighting that thing back to the upside, and you know. So Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Palantir, they all have cell signal. Broadcom. Well, Netflix, of course. Look at that. Meta has a buy signal. Amazon has a sell signal right there. Jumping around there. It's tough. I mean, we did a trade, glad it worked out, but just don't have a clean read. The tech is just a mess right now. That's why I just gotta take things real slow till we have a clear read. Don't have buy signals yet. All you're doing right now is that you're buying because you're a FOMO trader and you're fighting this high. Well, your odds can play out in your favor, but or it might not. That's the whole thing is. Especially with the options. If you're a share, that's okay, that's fine. You got all the time in the world. You can always buy a little bit more, you know, or double the size when you got the official buy signal in. So you can just time is not against you. You have all the time in the world. So these Mag 7s, these are great companies anyways. They're not going anywhere. They punish you for a certain time, but they just rebound right back up. But buying like an option trade and to fight this high right there, that's what it is. It needs to break this 251.71 high to get rid of this. So I don't even know what is this. And it's to me, I think it's a triangle. That's what I have on the wave count. That's what I showed you before. So I'm trying to see if this, trying to see if this thing can play out. Same thing, but we got this damn sell signal right there at 251. That's exactly where we're gonna get to that 100 to clear to open the upside. You know, it's a little tricky here. It's much easier to position when you have um, something clear, like Disney. Like these are the trades like you can comfortably take it. You know, you have an official buy signal here. You know exactly what low has to hold. But having this, and then you sit in here and you're trying to fight this, it's a tough bet. It's a very tough bet. Because weeks after weeks, that 1 week can give you a big hope, and next 2, 3, 4 weeks, it can drag down. You just basically what my point is, you're trying to fight it instead of taking a trade based on this because these are confirmed rotation with signals. Keep that thing in mind. That makes a big difference. These are not confirmed rotations yet, except for this. That's why it has a buy signal. This one doesn't have a buy signal. This one doesn't have a buy signal. You see, they all have a sell signal. Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Microsoft, Netflix. Google is the only one that doesn't have a sell signal, and Meta has a buy. Just what I'm saying is, like, if you would have asked, like, what would be my take right now on the Mag 7? Would be a Meta, would be a number one choice. Okay. And Tesla would be the second for now. And the funny thing is, I think that both of them are reporting on the same day. Yeah, there you go. See, Meta and Tesla side by side. They're after the close on Wednesday. Yeah. Oh boy, Microsoft as well. Okay, STLD. This stock is really good. Ryanair, AGNC, Crane, new core right there. Okay, so Tuesday, United, Boeing, UPS, HCA. That was the one that I just looked at it, didn't I? Car, the one? Let's start. What's the ticker for this? No, I'm talking about the PNR. Oh no, okay, that's Ventir. What does this company do anyway? I know. At 107, just the key breakout is this 113.95 when you open the upside. That's a nice setup. Look at the full V reversal back to new highs. Make a higher high right there. That's a higher low. Now you need to see if you can make a higher high swing. That's it. It's a good setup though. 113 and they can just get more upside. Okay. Jumping from one to another. Texas Instrument. Some ASML. Starbucks OTIS. Stream MSCM on road. Yeah, that's where the action. This is IBM is another one. Service now. United Stock Car, see Royal Caribbean. I mean, the RCL. Remember, it has a buy signal, so it might do good if it holds. Lockheed Martin, a big run. Comcast has the structure signal trend. That's the ET companies. Apple. Oops. SanDisk. Okay, so we don't have. So, okay, so the following week is going to be Amazon and Google. So Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, okay, and Apple are going to clear this next week. Then the following week will be Amazon and Google. Because NVIDIA is always the last one, anyways. So NVIDIA still got 3, 4, 4, 5, 4 full month to go before they report. They're probably gonna report in like in March, not in February. So yeah, that's what matters. Not Tesla, not a macro stock, anyways. For the overall market, doesn't do anything. These three are these three names. Caterpillar is a huge industrial stock, along with Boeing, UPS. They're all industrial stock. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, kind of. This is some sideways chop, as we can see right there, just like Q's. This is not. This is absolutely not bearish. It's just digesting this run that it had from almost 100 to 200. Just to be sideways. Oh, people getting super excited with this thing. You just go up, form like this, the gum like this. Get no common sense, man. Yeah, this is the same hope. That's the same hope here as well. Look at that. I think this is a triangle right there. A, falls break in B, C, D, and E. So the clear line for this, well, I know it has a sell signal. So your clear invalidation for a triangle is this. And you don't want to have E to retrace below C. That's just the hard rule. But you buy something here, then you have to have your finger crossed to see if this that you make and rip right back up to the new highs. So you're not trying to ride a signal, you're trying to fight it back. That's what you're trying to do. The odds are pretty low. Yeah, let me check some premiums on this one and see. I'm gonna try to make a butterfly on this one. Butterfly is gonna be fine for a month. I sold a call credit spread on this one with like nice $790. Still gotta hang on to my shares. Yeah, I'm thinking I'll check the strike prices and see how it looks. See if we can structure something here. Kind of chop around here for a couple weeks. Yeah, butterflies are they're good. especially in a choppy market. Picked up picked up two of them. We did one on a SPY right there, almost over $700 to sit on them. These are not like I don't structure heavy both sides. I try to keep the delta as near close to the flat line. All we're trying to do is we just need to collect this 2, 3 days. That's all you need. These are great income trades. Like you can, you know, make some extra cash. A diagonal right there. Look at that. Diagonals works a little different. So just I mean, this is crazy. It costs less. Doesn't cost much commissions. Somebody asked me about doing a spy and stuff. I was like, no, you want to sell premium, you want to sell rich premium. You're gonna get paid good. I want to buy spy cheap calls and stuff. Yeah, S&P, this is rich. This is where you're gonna make a couple $100, couple $1,000 very fast. Yeah, so just this one was I centered that one on like 68.50, I believe. Yeah, 68.50 right there. So you kept a little. Wait, we would change it because a couple days passed by. Yeah, I think I did like -1 or -2. I did it for a reason. I don't want to keep positive delta. Keep a little slight delta. Try to increase this. So in such a choppy range, and then yeah. So what I'm saying is like 600, $700 just to burn time on couple trades a month. I mean, these are not directional bets. All you're doing is try to burn time. You know, S&P can stay in a 10, 15, 20 point range. That's it. I mean, we are in that range anyways. Where do you think we're going? Nowhere. Look at that. Look, weeklies, daily, weekly. It's like, yeah, that's your upside cap. That's your mid, and that's your downside. Days, weeks is gonna go by. Okay, you ain't gonna see a price shooting to the upside too far or coming down to the downside too far. I can tell you that. Okay, it went a little cute here, backed off. Same thing here, went right back inside. Okay, it just you're just trading a range. So how the price is working from April low, massive. Well, because it was a extreme, crazy move because of the tariffs and stuff. Look how quickly the price snapped right back inside in a matter of a couple of days. Well, you don't know how low it's gonna go. Well, we have the wave counts and stuff that can see where the bottom is. The point is that the price just stays inside the time band. Anyway, it's gonna try to get cute for a couple days. You see, got 3 days, it got cute. Look at mean reward right back inside. So you really don't have to um, think like, oh, we're going to 7,100 and this and this. Keep it to yourself. You ain't going nowhere. Unless if over time, if this band will give us the higher read, yes, then we will adjust our upside targets. But for now, no. Upside capped at 7,010. That's it. Write that thing down. Any shoot over from here, it will just mean revert right back inside. But we're gonna take day by day to see how it progress over time. Anytime price hits the lower band, the point is the mid. Okay, right here. I took the diagonal trade because of this low, right? You see right there. So we made a higher high right there, but we took out this low. This you see right there. So we took out this low right there. I just don't like that. That happened on Monday, no Tuesday. So just sitting right there. That's why I structured the diagonal that I got as 68.50, which is right around here to this. I was like, okay, if price kind of choose some time here, perfect. I mean, I'm not planning to hold the entire trade until the expiration. I would never do that because just no. The goal is just to keep it like little slight delta negative. It's basically flat delta. You just gotta stay like a juicy theta. Let that thing melt. You close it. I'll make another one. We'll just stay in this range. The same thing here. So I'm I'm showing you this every day, right? As you probably paying attention to it. It's just the same thing here on Qs. Upside 638, downside 601, mid is at 620. What do you think the price is doing? Here, got cute back here, a couple days, boom, here, and there. Ever since we just right there. People sit in diagonals, this and that. I mean, I'm not making fun of no one, but it's funny though. What I see, what you guys don't see it, and you just like sit and basing your opinions and your judgments and like, oh, here comes a crash and this and nothing's gonna happen. Just relax. You have a price that wraps around the time window. Okay, you just focus on that. It gives you a specific high, low, and mid. That's all you gotta trade on. Structure your trades within that band. Any throwover, we're just gonna deal with it if ever's gonna happen. The throwover always gonna happen if it's gonna massive spike in volatility across the board. Otherwise, you're not gonna have a throwover. Throwover, this is a spike in volatility, right? And then just mean reward. A mid is six. Well, this is key 620. We close about 622. We went through everything. Like, okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, what's the upside? 638. Where did the 638 leads to? This is the high that we're trying to break, which is since the October high, 637, right there. So the price does manage to move higher, but we're gonna have to see how is this thing. It just shouldn't move. It's not the price band, it's the time band. Time's supposed to stay where it is. It's gonna change very slowly, very slightly, but it's not gonna change much. Your structure is swings. Your price is these candles. This band right there that you see is all it is. You just wrap the price around the time window. The price needs to behave, is gonna stay in the band. That's the whole concept for it. Which way the price will go, and we can project that. These are the future. This is the line of demarcation. What do you think the price is doing? Nothing. This market is not going anywhere for a while. You see right there? Watch the magenta line. Dip, dip, reversal. Here we are. So another dip. You see? These earnings that are coming in right now, I have zero confidence that thing is gonna explode to the upside. I just don't see it. But I mean, I can be wrong. Cycle can be wrong, but we're gonna find out what happens. Most of these stocks is not gonna move much. We have more time to chill sideways. So the ideal strategy here right now is butterflies. The best thing that we can do. We're gonna look into it more and just to let's focus on these directional trades for now. I'm not ready for that move yet. Daily is the weekly is fine, but still it's a hell of a job. See, it doesn't have something like this. You see, it is upside, but it's gonna sell. That upside is just gonna shrink really fast. So instead of jumping over there, I just rather focus on this part. So don't size up like crazy and trades like yet on these on the tech side. There's two strategies here, butterfly and iron condor will be the best strategies here to structure a condor here, something like this. The price dance around here. Basically what I'm saying, just buy two wings here, two wings somewhere down here. Price just sits here for next couple days or so, cash out the iron condor, move on to another one. So you can give this is the market right now is to sell time. It's not the market to be fully directional yet. That's it. That's how it's this what the screen says. Not these are not my opinions. I read the screen. I trade what is in front of me and what I think. This actually put us, I don't know if I'm gonna mark this peak. February 17th. The peak here of February 10th. See, 10th from the 17th. That week it looks a little rough as well. So February 10th. Yeah, we're already in February. I mean, we'll have 1 week left to end the month. And So, I mean, the thing is this, that all these Mag 7 earnings which are coming up, it doesn't mean they're all gonna pass the test with the flying colors. Some of us gonna miss as well. This one right there, that this little dip that I see, this one of the earnings gonna mess up. It's gonna mess up here. That's gonna give that dip right there. Then some other one is gonna rebound that phase right back up. It's just this is where the earnings season is gonna play out. This is where we are. How I see it. But right there, starting Monday. So this is our earning window. Is there is a mess up here, and then there's a recovery here as well. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, that it doesn't mean that all Apple, Microsoft are going to start report like blow up, a quarter numbers. I don't think so. Yeah, we don't have, you know, it's just, mm-mm. This is a time correction right there. Look where this magenta line is. This is the most important line. Keep that thing in mind. This, which I have it here. Oh, here. Weekly is weekly line chart. This time thing, it just kills it. You cannot beat that. That S&P 500 cash. That's the weekly right there. This is the April sell-off right there. Look at that cute throwover. Look how it reverts. See? Is a last sell-off in November, right to the mid. Look how it reverts. You just, I'm just, my point is this: the price does not leave that envelope. So whatever these shakeouts come from tariff, this just stay calm. You're gonna get killed if you're oversized in positions. Other than that, you just gotta have to wait it out. So we have so what is the upside that we have? 7,025 here, 7,010 here. So it's pretty down close, right? So we're talking about 15 points. Mid is at 69.13, 69.13 and 67.56, which is the mid here. So these are the downside targets. 37.50, 67.50, and 60. Well, we're at 6,900 right now. And I told you yesterday as well on the thing that I was writing. Like, watch that. Pay attention what I write. Okay. Somebody was asking, I don't know where the heck it went. I wrote it here. The I don't know what I did. Yeah, when I show this like this here, you see, in when after an hour, hour and a half or so, when everything kind of settles down, that's when I post this thing. Okay, so when I post this, you always pay attention to few things. One is to see what the swing high and low was, okay, compared to what swing and high do we have now. Okay, pay attention to this number, and this number. That's all you need. And you need a swing high and low. Every time when I'm going to post this is what you don't worry about anything else here. This is all done. Who cares what happens here? Your focus is here and here. The current swing high and low. That's all you need. You don't need this. It's all garbage. It's done. It's old stuff. People made money. They already blow it up. Okay? Your job is to watch this window only. upper band, mid band, lower band. I mean, it's considered an envelope. I'm calling it a band. Upper, mid, lower, swing low, and swing high. That's all you need for daily swings to behave and work how it works in between. Why I draw these fibs from here to here only? Why don't I have any fibs from here to here and here to here? I don't care. Our window is this, not this. We're just gonna work off from this high to this low. Okay? So you're gonna get this and you get this. Same way. Okay? So what are we working on here? Same concept. This part. We don't care what happened here. High, low, upper band, mid, lower band. That's it. That's all you need. So you get this after hour and a half when everything kind of settles. This is a daily chart anyway, so just I gotta. It's a matter of how we close, how everything settles down after. That's all you have to care about. Swing defines the structure, correct? Time is just the guideline. Gives you the window. Say like, okay, well, how does the price looks? Okay, let's take a look. How's the magenta line looks? Same thing. It's not gonna look any different than Q's. So it just dip. It just the point is that God, why am I coming back? Because I got this thing twisted. Okay. Right there. Same thing with semis. Here you go. 403, 386. So we have a top here of 403. Price closed at where? Oh, it was the closing? 400. Is it 400? Yeah, 400. Went to 408. You ain't gonna go that far. Just don't worry. 403. That's the upper band here. So it went up to 408. Close at 400. Correct? What's the story here? 386. So we have a little bit of an overshoot here. So what does that tell you? That overshoot is gonna mean revert back sooner or later. Okay, so your downside window for this to watch is 403 and 386. These are the three downside print you gotta label. You just a lot of time what I do is I take 386, 402. So I'm gonna just take a price here and put it to like this. So I'll just go up and change it manually. I'll just make this one at 386. And then I'm gonna make what? 403. That's it. So what is that? So when I do this on a chart, okay, which I keep them on a different one. So even the fact that the price is here, right? Somewhere around here. So I know that if the price, this is my upside zone, I can simply mark it, right? Ahead of time while the price is down here. So we're meaning that the price continues the uptrend, where will be the first phase where the price can't take a pause and where that's my upside zone. There you go. You can do it that way. So this is related to time and the price will work its way in there. You just mark those ones. So it's just like it's like it's the same thing. You should do the same thing as well. Okay, you don't have it's not gonna change much. All you gotta do is look, you don't need 10,000 fancy tools. Okay, you simply don't try to work smart. All right, I'm gonna show you. You got 7,000. How you can mark a level. It does it right. Then we're gonna cut it off. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna stop this thing. Um,